What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? I am back. Your boy is back for the time being. Been gone for a little bit, but I'm back. For those who know me, who's been following the channel for some time now, you know that what's going on? I got one of the most premier content on YouTube. All right. I don't only give out lineups, I give out premier top-notch advice. Had a nice little run. When you were killing it. Then when I would go through some slumps, adjust the systems. This last slump I went through was tough because I don't know. It was tough on so many different levels. But I'm back. I'm back. If you follow me on Twitter, you know I've been hot as ever. The bankroll is in the thousands right now. I've been so hot on Draftkings that I feel like it's only right that I just come back on YouTube and try to get some information out here to my crew. Y'all see it. I've been on Fuego lately, guys. I've been killing it lately. So I'm going to break down this playoff slate. You know what I mean? I want to give a special shout out to Mr. Patrick Grant. He's been around since day one, since almost my first YouTube video. He's always had great contributions. Many people come and go. Some people, they accept the ups, and when the downs come, they flee. Some people, when the down is there, they're in my inbox with encouraging words, and they lift me back up. And those people I appreciate. That's Mr. St. Case. Mr. St. Case, I was on the bridge of giving. He said, nah, I'm going to help you how you help me. He said, this is how we're going to do it. He brought back up my own principles. He said, you got to stick to that. You talk about it. You know what I mean? These are people that I shout out and I appreciate. That's very highly responsible for my recent success. Patrick Grant, St. Case, Gabe Santana. Me and him, we fight. We trigger finger, Twitter fingers all day. Fighting. Yesterday, he's telling me Sarich was the best player. I'm like, nah, not playing Sarich. He's like, all right, I like James Johnson. I said, all right, I like Dwayne Wade. He don't want to play Dwayne Wade till Dwayne Wade is at home. I don't really like James Johnson because he always burn me. So I say, you know what? I'm going to throw Dwayne Wade, James Johnson in there. I'm going to throw in the two studs, Simmons and KD. I'm going to fill in the rest. And I took it down. So that's how I'm moving, man. That's how I'm moving. I'm back on my feet. I'm back confident. I'm back competent. Competent and confidence has been restored, and I'm going to break it down. The bad news throughout all this is that to comply with Draftkings rules and regulations, I can't give out a free lineup, but I will go through every game in detail. I will break down who I like, who I don't like, and I will make it work. All right? I will make it work. Let's see who's in the chat before I start that. K Sizzle said, let's get this money. That's what we do. What's going on other than fire? Nothing else but fire, Patrick. You know. Bad Negro, what's up, man? Long time no see. Another day one, dude. Was good. Trent, Dilly, what up? Patrick Grant says, I've won over 5K from you. See, one hand washes the other, brother. I've been doing good because of you. When I make my lineup, I send it to Patrick. I don't know what system he got, if it's a optimizer or what. But every time he give me a number, that's the amount of points that I end up scoring. Give or take 10 points. So whatever he uses, man, it's powerful stuff over there. Gone too long. What's good? I'm here, man. I'm here. Gabe Santana, what's good? Finally a breakdown at work. Gonna be listening. My line was similar, but I had Murray at the point guard. I had Murray at the point guard too. Definitely had Murray at the point guard. How could I do this? I can't. Yeah, I can. Hold on. I think I gotta go to Twitter. I gotta go to my Twitter. I had Murray last night in a fire line. Murray's the reason I ain't take it down, honestly. Where's that right here? So this was the winner right here. How do I get this screen off here? Go back. This was the winner. I had James Johnson went all the way off. Rudy Gay did all right. DeJounte Murray is a bum. I paid like 5K plus for this man. You understand? Everybody else, JaVale went off. Ilyasova, KD, D Wade for the win. Ben Simmons. So that's what I did. I put the two studs, KD Simmons, right? and D Wade and James Johnson. That's the me and Gabe Santana combo right there. Our conversation led, and this was my lineup all day. Marco Fultz and all this whack shit. But so our conversation all day made me throw them two in, and then the two stars. That Ilyasova, I liked all day, all day. I'm big on Ilyasova, so that was a must. So the rest of these three right here was just fillings. JaVale McGee, I needed a cheap play. DeJounte Murray killed me. I would have been in the 300s again. But my pick'ems is just killing every night. Every night I'm killing. I'm gonna do a pick'ems for y'all too. I'm gonna do a pick'ems for y'all. Let's get into it though. Let me see who else is in here. What they talking about? Fitz was good, man. What's good? Oaktown. What up? What up? Make sure y'all hit the thumbs up, man. Hit the thumbs up. All right, which one is this? This is the main slate. The main slate. Let's start with Toronto, okay? Start with Toronto. Lowry and DeRozan, I could put them in the same conversation. Now, their prices have came down nicely. Well, maybe not so much. 7K. How much was DeRozan before game one? So they came out a couple. They're the same price. But my problem with these guys is not that they're bad plays, okay? For one, their role for their team and their role in fantasy are not the same. It can't be compared, okay? Reason being is because for fantasy purposes, we look at a guy like Kyle Lowry. He just had a 50 against Miami, but other than that, so you got to wait like once every 10 games, almost literally, just to get into the 40s from this guy, okay? And it's not like the minutes are not there because they are. He's playing 38 minutes, 34 minutes, 38 minutes, and he's only getting in the 30s. He's 7K. I don't want that. If you're new to my breakdowns, you know that I'm a person that I need 6 times value with a safe 5 times floor with 6 to 7 times upside. Right? His floor in the 30s for 7K is very, very unattractive. Now, don't get me wrong. It's Kyle Lowry. He's an all-star. He can go off and do what you want, but the consistency and the probability of it is very off. So when it comes to these Toronto backcourt guards, I'm not a big fan because Toronto depends on their bench very much, okay? We look at Delon Wright. Not only is he getting 25 minutes, but he's putting up 30 fantasy points. It shows that his usage is so high. He's taking 10 shots off the bench. They got starters that in this league that don't even get 6 shots a game. This guy's getting 10 shots off the bench. I think he's going to be a popular play tonight because Van Vliet is out. Do I have him in my lineup? No. I'm doing one of each lineup today, personally. I'm doing a main, a pick'em, and a late. I do not have Delon Wright in any of my lineups because I'm just not. For one, he's going to be a little chalky with Van Vliet already being out. For two, he just shot the ball 70%. He got 3 steals. I just don't believe in it. And these are bench guys that I don't want to touch in the playoffs. I don't really want to touch this team too much. Only the bigs, the front courts is what I like from Toronto. All right. Then Van Vliet just got downgraded to doubtful. Okay. So same thing for DeRozan, Lowry, same argument. Then we look at CJ Miles. CJ Miles, another guy. He's going to play 20-plus minutes. He's going to take 10, 11 shots. He's going to Delon Wright numbers could have easily been CJ Miles numbers. What if 70% of his shots would have fell? What if he'd have got 3 steals? He got 1. What if he'd grab a couple more rebounds? He'd have hit value. If I had to pick one out of the two, honestly, I'd probably go CJ Miles for the sole fact that he's $1,000 cheaper. Okay? He's $1,000 cheaper. And that's it. The role is not, one doesn't have a bigger role than the other. Maybe you could argue that Delon Wright when but I can't even say that because very rare are DeRozan and Lowry both on the bench. And whichever one is in the floor is handling a lot. Delon Wright play like a 2-guard role sometimes. Sometimes he handled a lot, but not often. Not when those guys are healthy. All right. He'll get some assists. I mean, I will go the cheaper one. I will go CJ Miles in this situation, only because he's cheaper, okay? When it comes to the playoffs, I want guys that's if they're not heavily controlling the ball or they don't have plays set up for them, I need them to be guarding the guy that's heavily controlling the ball or have plays set up. So if you're not guarding Westbrook, Harden, who else got to keep the ball in their hands forever? Wall. Like Lowry, you could argue that he's on Wall and Wall high usage again. Lowry, those guys are not too big on them. If you're not guarding these high usage players, or you're not a high usage player for yourself, most likely you're not going to make my lineup because it's the playoffs. Teams don't have time to be preparing players and setting them up for this and that. That's done. All this bench players and whatever we see is preparing them for this stage. Now that the stage is here, they're doing what they are, reserves. God forbid something happen, they expected to step up. But right now the stars are shining bright. The daytime has passed. It's playoffs. Now it's nighttime for the stars to come out and light up the sky. And that's what's going on. You got to pick high-use players that's in good situations that's going to get the ball, all right? So if I had to go a punt, CJ Miles. Now, later on, I'm going to show you a guy for that same price that I prefer to punt more than CJ Miles. Not because of his usage, because he's guarding a high-usage player. And he's going to be on a high-usage player. So that exposes him to the rock more, giving him more rebounds, steals, blocks, opportunity for 3,500. That's the type of player that I like. You understand? That's how I think when I'm looking at these slates, all right, guys? And that's why I've been so successful. You see it, 12-18. Man, listen. I'm more like I haven't lost in a long time. I couldn't even tell you. Even before the playoffs started, I was killing this DFS, killing it back to back. But let's keep it going, right? Norman Powell, I'm good. I'm not messing with Norman Powell. They call him for more defense than anything else. You only got 5 minutes. We don't even know if he'll play. We don't even know if he'll play. All right. And Anunoby, another guy that might be highly owned. Him versus CJ Miles. That's interesting. I like Anunoby as well. That's just too cheap, especially with no Van Vliet. That's too cheap. It's just that they don't call a lot of plays for him. He's not a high usage player. And the person that he's playing defense on is not a high usage player. He's a wing. He's like Otto Porter. Otto Porter gets open shots or whatever, but you're not going to see Otto Porter bring up the ball. You're not going to see plays called for Otto Porter to post up or none of that. So that's my thing with Anunoby. I don't see how he's incorporated. You know what I mean? I like him. I think for that price and the minutes and the fact that Van Vliet is not playing, he's a safe punt. But like I said, there's another guy that I prefer to put 3,500 on, and that'll be my only punt for the night. All right. And but if I had to rank in order, I would say Anunoby, CJ Miles, and then Delon Wright for Toronto. And that's just going by their prices from lowest to high because they all play the same role for the team. All right. It's stars and then it's support casts. You don't want to. Some support casts are heavily integrated, like Kelly Olynyk. He's a guy that he would bring up the rock. He would have plays drawn up around him. You understand? Some support guys are just fillers, and you don't want to go crazy, start using up your salary, especially on a slate like this for those kind of guys. All right. So Anunoby, CJ Miles, and then Delon Wright. If you must mess with Toronto, those guys. Now, this is where I like Toronto today. I like their front court, okay? For some strange reason, because I do not know Gortat for playing defense, okay? I think that's his weakness is his defense. And maybe that's why he's not getting the minutes. But for some strange reasons, centers against Toronto against Washington have been struggling. Now, there's a lot of different reasons for it. It could be that, let's look at Washington real quick. It could be at the fact that Gortat's only been getting minutes in the low 20s, okay? And they're bringing in Mike Scott and having going small. That's one thing. Mahinmi plays D, but Mahinmi was kind of banged up. He didn't play that many minutes. All right? But what we did see in game one was, and let's go back to Toronto, was early on in the game, Valanciunas caught heat. All these came in the first half, all these points, okay? Then they pulled Gortat out of there, and then he started struggling. So I'm thinking something similar. Valanciunas is not a threat. He is for 5K. We know he can get you into the mid 30s. To be honest, his 3 balls dropping now. Okay, he's shooting threes, and sometimes they're falling. For 5,700, I'm not going to pick Valanciunas tonight, but I don't think it's a bad idea. And if I was to pick Valanciunas, I am definitely pairing up. That's what they've been doing. I've been definitely pairing up with Serge, okay? Because Serge is guaranteed to get the minutes. Serge get plays drawn up for him. Serge is playing the center now, okay? He's getting rebounds, all right? He's gonna get rebounds. He's playing defense like he was in Oklahoma. If we look at his numbers, 4 blocks, 2 blocks, 2 blocks, 3 blocks, 2 blocks, all right? He's taking shots. He's shooting at a higher percentage. Look, everything over 50%. He'll get you a steal every now and then. All right, and he's scoring. So we see that he's important to the team. He is their center, as we saw last year, I think. Was it? Nah, last year is when he bust. He bummed out. He was one of the reasons they lost. But the fact that he's cheaper than Valanciunas, he's only 5K. I like him. That's my favorite Toronto play. Value, price per what I expect. I like Ibaka. I like Valanciunas. Okay. Shikum and Porto. I'm not big on those guys today. I'm just not big on those guys. All right. Let's get off Toronto. Let's look at Washington. Let's check out some Washington. John Wall. I'm very high on John Wall. Very so high on John Wall today. Oh my God. So high on John Wall today. Okay. Now why? Why am I high? I just read and John Wall is going to be lower owned, I think, because the blogs are against him. I just read a Draftkings blog saying that he was selfish with the ball. Let me see if I can find it and give y'all accurate information. John Wall this and John Wall that, throwing all type of assault on John Wall. I just read something. I hope nobody play him because let me find the article. Hold on. I hope nobody plays him because I'm all the way on him. I'm on him. I don't care. That's my favorite player tonight, John Wall. The Pelicans, I wanted to go bet Pelicans to win the West so bad that I didn't get to go out there. Now the odds, it's not even worth a flight to the West Coast no more. I wanted them when they were 200-1 odds. Now they're like 30-1, guys. Are you kidding me? The fact that they went from 200-1 to 30-1 shows that I knew what I was doing, man. Oh man, it's just the circumstances didn't allow for me to get out there and put my bet in. Pissed off. Anyway, where's that article that I read? Anyway, I read a Draftkings article talking about how John Wall is the reason the team lost. He's selfish, and he got lucky with all those assists because Otto Porter went 4 for 4. And first of all, he had 15 assists. Otto Porter went 4 for 4. -4 from 15. He's still with a double-double, all right? John Wall is going to get more rebounds than 3 on the most given nights, all right? Then he shot the ball 6 for 20, okay? He shot the ball. He got to the line 10 times. He was super aggressive. What if if he's more towards the 50%? He would have more points. He'd have been in the 70s. Second of all, he has 3 straight games of 60 points. He should be a 10K player. I remember last season we were paying 10K for this man. We were paying 10K for John Wall on a regular basis. All right. I mean, his floor could be in the mid-40s. I'll take it. I'll take it on a 3-game slate. But when he's ready and he's locked in, there's no stopping this man. He's matchup proof. He's gonna play all the minutes. The ball staying in his hand. All right. And Bradley Beal's a bum. So who's gonna do anything for the team? He has to. He just has to make better shots. They have to go in. And I think they should and will and could and everything gonna go in tonight. I'm all in on John Wall tonight, 100%. My favorite play on the slate, man. I don't need to sell John Wall. Y'all see what's going on, right? Bradley Beal, I had some interest, and I think he's a good play. I didn't go to Bradley. I think he's a good play, but I'm not with it, man. I need 6 times. I need a 5 times floor. That's about what? 40 points. This man's in the low 30s, low 20s. He's been disappointing me so many times. So many times I'm like, nah, this is it. This is the best spot for him. I gotta play, and I play him, and I get burned. I'm done. I'm over Beal. All right, Sadowski. These guys are not even worth discussing. A 4K Sadowski, don't do it. Otto Porter for 5K. We know that Otto Porter can be dangerous, right? But again, if I'm looking for 5 times floor with 7 times upside, I don't see 5 times that consistent as of late. I'm not a big Otto. Plus, Otto got some good defenders. Anunoby plays good D. All right, so we don't want to mess with that. Markieff, I like Markieff tonight. I think if I was to go another wizard, it'll be Markieff. In 5 games this season, he's averaging 5 times value against this team. So it's safe to say that's his floor, 5 times value. And 30 points is 6 times. He's done that twice. And he doesn't have to do much for it, man. I mean, I think he's being aggressive. You know, if he can get to the line some more, which I know he can. I know he can shoot. He's shooting 15 shots a game, which means that they're using him. He got 6 assists this last game. I don't see that happening again. I'll be honest. I don't even know if he'll get the double-double, but to go from 46 to less than 30, I think is highly unlikely. I like him. I like the play. I think Markieff is in a good spot. And then Gortat. All right. Gortat I considered as well because anything against Valanciunas you want. Valanciunas is not known for his defense. But the problem is Valanciunas don't get too much minutes, okay? And then when Gortat defense becomes exposed, he don't get enough minutes. So the both of those guys don't get enough minutes because of their defensive weaknesses. And for that reason, I don't really trust either one of those guys, Valanciunas or Gortat tonight. With minutes, yes, I know they can offensively do what their team needs. Now, a part of me feels like Marcin Gortat will be used as the part of the adjustment to attack Toronto's weakness, which is Valanciunas in the front court. And if they do that early with the pick and roll, then he should have some nice offensive rebound putbacks or some roll to the basket points. So I see a situation, I can visualize a situation for Marcin Gortat to succeed. We know that he's a guy that was consistently in the 30s at one point. But again, it's a risk. But I won't be surprised if at the end of the night, Marcin is like 35 points. I won't be surprised. I think he's a sneaky player of the night. I like Marcin. I like Mahinmi for 3,300 if you got the cojones for that. I don't have it. I don't even know how many minutes. He only got 3 minutes. That might be an adjustment. He just came back from an injury. The adjustment might be to play him more for a little more defense on the court. Who knows? We don't know. I'm going to stay away from that. I think that's a dangerous situation. That's the first game. Let me look at the comments, and then I'm going to get into the second game. Yo, bro, missed these live shows. Glad to see you back. You're welcome. You still playing triples and doubles? Yeah, I've been tripling and doubling my money all the way to 1,200, bro. That's all I play. I do the sharpness in a single entry, but that's all I do is triples and doubles, man. 3 days in a row, I hit 10 times booster. 3 days in a row. I put $15, $2, $7, 10-time booster I've hit it every night since the playoffs started. Between the 10-time booster, them triple doubles, I mean, I've been good, man. I've been good. Highlight says, welcome back. Thanks for having me, man. Marquis says, gotta have AD. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. I can't do Larry DeRozan. If they go off, oh well. But yeah, me either. 100%. That's how I felt. I was kind of surprised game one. I saw how high the ownership was. I said, these people are crazy. I had to make a Twitter finger about it. I'm like, yo, how the heck is Lowry and DeRozan? So, but then I realized why by the end of the night. But anyway, go right because if DeRozan and Lowry on the bench, other star will be for. Nah, I'm not big on right, man. I'm not big on right. I'll go Anunoby and CJ. Wright's expensive. For Wright's price, I'd rather put another couple hundred and get somebody like Henson. Now, Henson just had like 6 blocks. I know that's not going to happen again, but Henson has been pretty consistent in the mid-20s if you look at his numbers. So I'm not big on Wright, just not big on it. Gabe Santana is sub. City Miles is not the move. I don't have Miles in my lineup, but I prefer him. Brogdon over Delon, 150%. I agree. So much mid-range that can drop 50. I've just been fading the stars. Me too. I don't do this big. Last night was a 2-game slate, and the value was there. So I picked the 2 slate. But tonight they got like 18. They got like 3 people, four players that's in the 10K and up range. Then like 20 people in the 7K range. There's no reason to go crazy. No reason. It's because Washington plays so small, really. There's no center play. John Wall will be very high on. I believed it till I started reading these online blogs. You know, people heavily rely on those blogs when they make their team. So those things really affect the ownership. I will hope not. I probably play 3 lineups. One will be without stars, mid-range only. I'm doing 1 lineup for each contest. Main, pick'em, and late. I'm out with the 3 tonight. I did 2 last night. My main one failed, but the backup came out and crushed. Morris at 32, Wall at 55. I like it. I like that. That's good news to look at. I hope so. Bill is in a good spot tonight. He should hit 6 times. Yeah, right. I mean, I agree. I agree 100%, to be honest. But how many times he's been in a good spot, bro? Bill is in a good spot every night. He's the number 2, arguably the number 1.5, because him and Wall be that team is a mess, man. Bill, he said, what? Wait, what my son said? I only play John Wall at home. That's what you said about D Wade last night that made you not play him. And I try to tell you that any kind of team that got blown out with D Wade on it, that's the adjustment to get the veteran. It's a veteran, the most playoff experience on the team. That was, that was a no-brainer. Get D Wade in there. But I can't argue with that because you said, yo, I watched the game. James Johnson was going off, but then the game got out of hand, so they pulled him. Trust me, he's gonna go off again. And I said, no, but I'll trust you. And we worked it out. But don't this playoff thing. Everybody's at home. It's the playoffs, man. This home and away thing. I don't apply that in the playoffs, man. Gortat 25, Bill 38. Sounds about right. I'm not messing with Bill. Boston stat. I'm gonna get to that. LOL that game. I know Bill is, but you gotta go contrarian. Tatum, Horford, Brown. Only Boston players to trust. I agree, crazy minute. Boston, the team to target along with New Orleans. I have won every day since playoff. I'm doing something right. He said, oh, word, the gold is back. Mr. St. Case have arrived. My boy. I'm in here, man. I'm in here chopping up this basketball. Chris Middleton, Brogdon, and John is only Bucks players to trust. So besides those 6 guys I named, everyone is in that Boston game is scary. I don't really love Boston like that. But let's get into the Boston. Let's check out Boston. Point guard. Terry Rozier is not it, guys. All right? Terry Rozier is not it. He's a backup getting a starter right now for $7K. That's first. Second of all, he's not a point guard. All right? I don't consider him a true point guard. Yeah, he got 9 assists this game. I don't know. I mean, Terry Rozier, DeJounte Murray, very similar players. Very young. I don't have the playoff expert. Why don't I like Terry? What can I verbalize? Just not a big Terry Rozier fan, man. And he had a very, I don't know, I was at work. I didn't get to watch game 1. But I'm pretty sure those points came late down the stretch. But if you must, all right, I get it. The guy shot the ball 18 times, all right? He got to the line. Got a couple of assists. He's a very good rebounding guard. I mean, I don't love him, but if I have to speak without bias, okay, I would say that there's a lot of good arguments for him. If I must speak without bias, I must say there's good arguments for Terry Rozier. All right, 5 times value for this price is mid-30s. He just did mid-30s. 2 out of the last 4, he did mid-30s. All right, he has 37 and 57. The problem is when he's not on, he's looking at 20s, 22, 25, 20, 27. So it's very volatile, and it's not. There's no consistency there. So I mean, I'm not a big Boston. I don't like to play Boston like that. All right, I don't really like to play Boston players. I mean, I just don't. But there's arguments for Terry Rozier. Okay, Shane Larkin for 3,300. We already seen 2 Toronto players. That's a better pick than that price. I wouldn't go there for the backup. Jaylen Brown needs 30 to satisfy me. 30 for me to be acceptable. 36 to satisfy me and up, okay? And 3 out of the last 4 games, he's done it. All right, he's taken 20 shots. All right. I don't know what he does particularly better than anything else. I guess it's just his usage. But his 3-pointers been going in. All right. His 3-pointers are going in. Again, there's no argument against Jaylen Brown. High use, plays are drawing up for him. His contribution is needed for his team to win. The reset number shows it. Everything is there. Jaylen Brown, you have to pick him. I mean, if you like him and you like this team and you got this team, I don't have this team figured out. That's what it is, okay? A lot of injuries and changes, and I like teams that I've watched over time and see how they play with each other, and I could kind of read things. This team is a brand new team, all right? This team didn't exist a couple months ago, so I don't have a good read on it, and that's why I'm not too comfortable messing with it. That's the best way for me to verbalize that to you guys. But with that being said, I think Jaylen Brown is a good play for $6K. I don't see how you can go wrong. Middleton defense could be a little bit poorer sometimes, or whoever playing the 2. If they got if they flipping got any of those smaller guys, but Brogdon might, I don't know. I'm just not feeling that. I'm not feeling that situation. But again, it's probably one of the better Boston plays. Tatum for the same price. All right. He just had a 45-point game. I need 30 again from him, mid-30s to be better. 1 rebound shy. I mean, the last 10 games, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 30. So 70% of the time, he'll make 5 times value, and he got some 6 and 7 times upside. So again, if you're gonna go Boston, I like Brown, I like Tatum, I support Rozier. All right, and then but one of my favorite Boston players is Marcus Morris. Okay, same story. They're all about the same price. The reason I like Marcus Morris is because, um, first of all, he gets just as much shots as those other guys. He'll get more rebounds than those other guys. All right, and personally, I like him better. He's my favorite Boston guy. Not in this situation, only because I don't know what they're doing with Giannis. It looked like Giannis might be playing a lot of center now because Milwaukee realized that's their weak spot. So they put him on the center role. They could fix that up. And then that'll make it difficult for Horford to do his thing, or Baines. But then that make if they put Giannis at the 5, then Henson at the 4, and then if Baines at the 5, that opens up Horford to have a better game. So I don't have a good read. I don't know what they're doing. It's a lot of switches and adjustments. But Marcus Morris, if it was in any other team, I would say he's my favorite Boston, but not against the Bucks, only because of matchups. And I don't know how to read it. But he's the cheapest out of the 3. They all got similar roles. They're all high usage players. They're all needed. And he's the cheapest one. So if I pick a Boston player, I would probably pick Marcus Morris. If I had to pick a Boston player, that's just how I feel. And then Al Horford, Greg Monroe should get more minutes. Okay, but they won, so they might not feel the need to have to change up what they did. That game went to overtime. Could have went either way, but still, I don't know what they're gonna do with him. I don't want to risk it. It's risky. But Al Horford is the probably best play. They played 5 times. Okay, 5. It's a very good sample size. He's averaging 43 points. Okay, he's the leader of the team, the number 1 usage person. Okay, the fact that he only had 8 shot attempts and still pulled out 56 points is very appealing. All right. In a certain extent. The fact that he only shot the ball 8 times concerns me because who's to say he's going to get 3 blocks and 2 steals? But then when I looked at it again, I said, all right, even if he doesn't get, that's 10 points worth of stats, right? 6 plus 4 is 10. So he'd have been 46, which is still 6 times value. So, I mean, Al Horford played the whole game, 44 minutes. It's playoffs. They need to win. They're at home. I don't have any arguments against Al Horford. I think he's the best Boston player in the best situation for Boston, all right? Yeah. Milwaukee. I think Bledsoe can have a bounce back game. All right. He played 32 minutes. He shot the ball very bad. And it looked like he had some foul trouble going on, which opened up the door for Brogdon. That makes Brogdon a little risky because what Brogdon has done as well, if this guy wasn't in foul trouble. But the fact is he played 33 minutes and Brogdon played 30-something minutes as well, 32. So they're going small, it sounds like, with Giannis at the 5. So I don't have a read on that either. But I like Brogdon. I like him quite a bit. 4K. That's like $400 more. He'd have been in the 3,000s. They played 4 times. He's averaging 26 points. 26 is 6 times value, guys. All right. And he put up 27 this last game. I like him. He didn't have to do much. He took a lot of shots, but I like Brogdon tonight. I got Brogdon. Got me some Brogdon. I like Brogdon tonight. Bledsoe. I like Bledsoe too. All right. I like Bledsoe. On the entire season, he's averaging 6 times value for his price. He's going to go way under the radar because of this stinky he just pulled. All right. Middleton is my favorite buck. Why? Because Middleton floor is super safe. You're not going to get nothing less than 30 from 35. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The only game in the last 10 games was against Philly in the season and the game that didn't matter. Every other game than that, this guy's hitting value. So he's the safest player on the slate, arguably. Love him for that reason. I think that you could go ahead and pick on some Middleton. I think you should. Pick him. Giannis is the cheapest of the 10K crew. He's averaging 10 times value against this team. I don't have him because I'm not paying up like that, but you know, if I was to do a second lineup, it would definitely have Giannis in it, especially with him saying he's playing the center. I might do a second lineup and put Giannis in it when he's only like what, less than 1,000 more than Wall. I might do a Wall line and a Giannis line. I've been thinking about it. I might love Giannis tonight. Love Middleton. Yeah. And believe it or not, I had Parker game one, and I'm not picking Parker no more, man. I'm not picking Parker no more. But I like Henson. All right. He played 30-something minutes as well. He had 6 blocks, guys. 6 blocks. When since does Henson get? I mean, he's been getting his block numbers been there, but I don't know about 6. If you take away 12 from this number, you're gonna end up with 14. All right. Now, if you put 2 or 3 blocks, you still gonna have something subpar. So I don't love Henson, but I like him. I like Henson in this situation. I think it's a decent play. Like what he got going on. Let me see. Chris Miller, I think I read that. Brogdon is a lock in all lineups. Not big on Boston players either, but Milwaukee can't stop Horford. I'm not a fan, but I'm a fan of making money. Hear you. Yeah, all those points came late in the fourth and OT, but he was hovering at 25. Yeah, I'm not big Rozier. Talk about Terry. Talking about Terry. Oh, Rozier. Both Morris brothers balling. Yeah, Henson, I just spoke about Henson. I'm not too crazy. I don't hate him. I don't hate the play. Portland. All right. Let's talk about some Damian Lillard, man. The big fuss is, who do you go, Lillard or John Wall? They're the same price. Some people are going to try to fit both in their lineup, which I think might be a mistake. You know, again, you pay $1,000 more, you're going to get yourself some Giannis, who's I love Giannis tonight. I got to do a Giannis lineup. I just love Giannis tonight. And I'm not a big Giannis guy. So the fact that I'm here looking to do a Giannis lineup speaks volumes. Lillard, the matchup is good. He's at home. All right. The fact that he shot the ball very bad, 6 of 23, and still got into the 40s, how could you ignore that? He's not going to shoot the ball 20-something%. He's an NBA player. He's like, and he got a good matchup. He's going to get New Orleans. So he's not going to shoot the ball 20-something%. So he's going to have more points. The assist has been there. The rebounds, I don't know. I don't know if he'll get that many rebounds again, but he don't need rebounds, all right? He'll get almost 30 points. I think Lillard is solid. I love Lillard. I don't see any reason. Him and John Wall, very, very similar. You're not going to get double-digit assists out of Lillard on a regular basis. All right? It's just his game's not set up like that. He's not a distributor. He's a scorer. Scoring point guard. But, again, he's not going to shoot 6 for 23. He's just had a bad shooting game. Got the butterflies out. Expect a big improvement from Lillard. All right? I encourage you to, if you're a multi-lineup kind of guy, get some exposure to Lillard. All right? CJ, I need what, mid-30s to 40s. I'm not big on C. I don't love CJ. But the team being down 0-1, this is Lillard's team, okay? CJ is not really. I'm not a big fan of CJ tonight, honestly. I mean, CJ came through late in the regular season. I thought he was going to be more consistent, and he just started pooping again. I'm not into that. I'm not big on CJ. I don't love him. Evan Turner is decent, man. You might get 19 and 13. You might get 29. Again, he's known for his defense. They don't drop a lot of plays for him, and he's a wing player. So the person he's guarding is not. New Orleans doesn't have a wing player that's a superstar for them. Okay, their superstars are guards and then bigs. So Evan Turner's role is very diminished for this team. I don't feel like Evan Turner would be exposed to the basketball as much for my vote. So I'm not big on him. All right. Aminu, I do have interest in. Aminu tonight. Aminu had a bad game one, but he played 30 minutes. The thing is, and I think this should be. I don't know about their coach now. Okay. I don't know about their coach, but this should be the adjustment tonight. is to even practice yesterday. They should have got Aminu the ball and more involved. Why? Because let's look at when they win, okay? When they win, Aminu is playing 30 minutes. Who they beat? Utah. Aminu didn't do much. I mean, he's been in a slump. I don't know what I'm talking about. He's been in a slump. 3 for 7, 2 for 4, 3 for 13, 1 for 6. All right? But Aminu was a guy that before this slump, he was in the 30. I remember he had a run where he was like 30 points for like 7 games straight. All right? The thing that's against Aminu in this situation is that he's going up a team that plays very big down there. All right, they play very big down there, and that's why I like New Orleans so much to go to the finals, because all this small ball lineup is bull crap, guys. I don't know what the NBA think they're doing, trying to do away with traditional centers and bigs, but those are people that win, man. All right, those are people that win. Granted, Golden State don't win because they go small ball, whatever. They win because they have pure shooters on that team and they play defense. They got flipping KD, flipping look at this. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, shooters. Then they got a big man who could play the role of a point guard when he's ready. So that team is built a little bit different, okay? Now, when we look at Cleveland winning, they have LeBron James, who just chucking beasts. He's athletic. His stature and athleticism make him one of the best players in the world. So, I mean, and Cleveland struggles. They put the ball, LeBron and Kyrie on their back, and they struggle. But teams that generally do well and win championship historically, you need a solid big man. You need a Shaquille O'Neal down there, David Robinson down in the paint, okay? You need that. You need that. You need that. Kobe Bryant, when Shaq left, relied a lot on Pau Gasol. And before Pau Gasol was Bynum. These bigs that can anchor the flipping paint. You need it. You need it. You need it. Okay? And Mirotic and AD combo is so dangerous right now. AD is holding down the paint. Mirotic is bringing bigs out. They're running Mirotic at the center, pulling out the big, and then you got AD down on your four guard, or vice versa. There's no matchup that can handle that situation. I was trying to get to the odds was 200 to 1. If I'd have put $100, that's 20. That'd have been 20 grand. That'd have been 20 grand. I know New Orleans are going far in these playoffs, man. I know this. The team set up, and they got a backcourt that's powerful. The team, and then they got a little bit of defense on the wings. When Ian Moore and those guys feel like they want to do something, but Aminu got it tough. He's a little undersized on what's going on now, and I think this is going to be a long series for him. Very long series. The rebounds are not going to be there. I don't think the points are going to be there. Enough time on Aminu. Harkless might play further taken away from Aminu and Turner. But Nurkic, something in my gut's telling me that Nurkic is going to have a big game today. I do believe it. I believe in Nurkic tonight. I just don't have the guts to play him because he's very inconsistent, and there's a lot of consistent options on the board, so I don't have to go there. But I was between Nurkic and Rondo in that same 7K range for a last spot, and of course, I went Nurkic. I went Rondo. All right. Let's look at New Orleans real quick. Jrue Holiday, with the emergence of Mirotic. I don't know if you guys noticed, but since Mirotic started going off crazy, it's been hard for Jrue to find his way into this lineup. Okay. And the part that concerns me about Jrue Holiday is this, okay? Jrue Holiday could fill up the stat sheet in every category. He could score points. He can get you double-digit assists if he wants. He can get you rebounds. He can play a little defense. For him to have 2 blocks and a steal, that was big last game, right? During the regular season, there was a lot of games where Rondo would start but only end up with 21, 22, 23 minutes. And those are the games Jrue Holiday was getting double digits in assists. Okay? So his assist numbers are not going to do that now because they're going to play Rondo 30-plus minutes. That's a fact. Rondo's going to get 30-plus minutes, guaranteed. So I don't see the assist numbers for Jrue. Points are going to be there, but I see something like this every night for him, man. I'm not going to lie. Low 20s in points, he got lucky. He got more rebounds than I anticipate. So I think I don't like the Drew play. I think the rebounds are not gonna be as much for him. The assist not gonna be there. He's gonna be very scoring dependent. That's my analysis of Drew Holiday's situation. For that reason, I don't want to mess with him. It's almost 8K for Drew with other players contributing the way they're doing. I mean, if it's not broke, don't fix it. If you giving Mirotic the ball and Rondo the ball and AD the ball, and you just taking out Drew role a little bit, and you're still winning, you're on like an 8-9. You're the hottest team right now, the biggest win streak in the NBA. Okay, because of that change in your whatever your approach, then why would you change it? So I think Drew Holiday is in a sticky situation. I don't have any exposure to Drew Holiday tonight in anything, not in my pick'em, nothing. I left Drew Holiday alone. I don't trust Drew Holiday tonight. I don't like his role on his team. Rondo, I do. Okay, Rondo will get you double-digit assists no matter what. All right, let's clip a game. You want to play 25 minutes. Count on Rondo playing minutes in the 30s. And whenever that happens, you look at this. Anything with 30, you're going to get assist numbers, okay? 30 double-digit assists, all right? Rondo just went off game one with like 17 assists. How much he had? 17? 17 assists. Can you imagine if Rondo would have just had a better scoring night? What if he's going to double-double more times than not? I'm looking at numbers like this for Rondo on a nightly basis, man, near the 50-point mark. That's how I feel about Rondo. I have to play Rondo every single game at the Pelican. To be honest, Rondo, Mirotic, AD. That's it. If you can stack those three, listen, two of those guys will do mediocre and one will do very exceptionally well. Guaranteed every night. Unless they get blown out and they have a bad game, and then you just, when you stack in a situation like that, you're in trouble. Okay? But Rondo getting 35 plus minutes and you don't play him, you're crazy. The only thing that restrict Rondo this season was minutes in the 20s, low 20s, low. But as of late, they've cut that out. Rondo's getting his minutes. All right. Just remember that. Ian Clark and these guys, I'm not really with it. They're not incorporated how I want them to be. Again, the only Pelicans I'm interested in is Rondo. Drew, there's an argument for him because he's Drew, but I'm good off Drew. And then these two heavy hitters right here. My favorites, okay? Mirotic, what can I say? The guy's averaging 50 points in the last 10 days, okay? He's a double-double machine, double-digit assists every game, almost 20 points every game. He's had a block every game. He's had multiple steals every game. He has assists there's no category. And the best part of it is his foul numbers are low, so you don't really expect him to be in foul trouble. His three-point ball is going in. He's taking 15 to 18 shots a game. Gotta have Mirotic, man. Mirotic is on fire right now. Love Mirotic. And then AD is AD. The problem is here now, guys. I'm going to end this slate breakdown by saying this, okay? 2 nights ago, I wanted LeBron James in my lineup. I tried very hard to get LeBron James in the lineup. I tried my best. Every lineup that I had LeBron James in, I had to settle for a player that I was not comfortable with. Okay? I had to settle for, so I did not play LeBron James. In the big, let me see if I can find it for you guys. Hold on. In the big contest that's like the Sharkness for the 100K, I think like 200 something was in there. I was in the top 300 without LeBron James on my team that night, man. You see all them greens there? I don't know if it's gonna take me back to it. But nonetheless, without LeBron, and LeBron did very well. LeBron had his triple-double. He scored a lot of points. But the problem is, all right, guys, I like to apply a little math when I pick my team. I like to put a little math in the situation, okay? In order to score 300, let's look at you're given $50,000. In order to score 300, you need 6 times average from your players. On average, you need 6 times value, okay? When you pay up for a guy like AD, okay, sure, you're going to get, all right, what's this? This wasn't even, 6 times 11 is 66. So that's 6 times value, barely, okay? But you put a strain on your lineup building process where there's going to be 1 or 2 guys where they're not going to make 6 times value. So although he did his part, You didn't set up for the other people to do their part because you were just so googly-eyed and turned out by, oh my God, his AD is going to score 60 something. Yes, he is. But look at his price. He's cutting into your budget. All right. So for that reason, I'm not playing AD tonight. But for 11K, it's a good. I mean, he's 5 times safe. Nurkic too can play defense sometimes. I think Nurkic limited AD a couple times already this year, so be careful. In 4 games, only averaging 50 points, which is not even 5 times value. So, and then that's another thing. If this guy doesn't guarantee that 6 times value and you don't get it, you just not only put a strain on your lineup for your other guys to get 6 times value, but now your main guy didn't even get 6 times value. So you might as well just say, all right, it's bedtime. I don't want to watch basketball for the rest of the night. All right. So that's my problem when I'm paying up for these 11, 12K guys. It's just that I put a strain on the lineup and it becomes like almost not worth it. All right. All right, I'm going to do the pick 'em next. Let me get into YouTube real quick before I do that, though. Let's see what they talking about. He said, yep, you hate ABC. LOL, you never pick them during the regular season. Now I got to mess with some ABC tonight. I'm going to try to do a nice line with him and see if without me taking risks. If once I got to take risks, then I'm not with it. Michael, he says, welcome back, Fuego. Let's get this paper. Let's get it. I think Portland going to blow them out. Nah, I got New Orleans to go to the finals. As crazy as it sounds, I don't care. If you think it's going to be a Portland blowout, you'll be wise to get value with Eaton Clark. Man. I didn't look at Eaton Clark, did I? I don't like Eaton Clark. It's playoffs now, man. They're not messing around with these. Nah, let me see. 3,500? 16. Oh, I didn't speak about my boy. Guys, my favorite value of the night is Ed Davis. Okay. Why? Because Ed, with the size that New Orleans is bulldozing with, they're gonna need that back from Portland. I won't be surprised if late after lock they said that Ed Davis will start alongside Nurkic either. Okay, to be on both Mirotic and AD, you're gonna need size. I don't think Amino is appropriate for that role right now. And then this guy is a point per minute monster. All right. 11 minutes, 8, 21, 15, 18, 12, 18, 4. But last game, 20, 23, 17, 15. He's a very good rebounder. And he is exposed to the ball quite a bit. In 5 games against this team, he's a point per minute. Okay. So if he's going to get 20 points per game, I'm confident that he should get 20 points in fantasy. That's my favorite value player today. And he's pretty good on them. I think he'll get some more blocks. I think the rebounds are going to stay for him. And he's always liable. He doesn't score. He doesn't really take that many shots. So that's the bad part. But that's my favorite value player today. It's Ed Davis. Love Ed Davis tonight. If I was to pay $3,500 for a guy, it won't be for one of those Toronto guys. It'll be Ed Davis. All right? That's what I like for value today. Ed Davis, Mr. Ed Davis. What's Bracken, fan? What game are we stacking? I like Ed Davis. Very true, brother. Payups are only worth it when your value plays do well. Ed Davis definitely in a lineup for the rebounds. Sure thing. Sure thing. For sure thing. For sure thing. For sure thing. All right. All right, man. Let's move on. Pick'em time. Pick'em time. When it comes to the pick'em, I have not lost in like 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Again, if you follow me on Twitter, you know this pick'em. Man. Pick'em is a big part of my $1,200 budget that I got. I get to play the playoffs for free. There's no way I'm making another deposit. Part of me feel like just giving up now and just call it 1,200. I've lost a lot in the season, so might as well take my 12. Anyway, let's start, right? Now, the pick'em is about strategy. It's about strategy, okay? The way I've been winning pick'em is by stacking. When you look at a basketball game, a team have to score 100 points, give or take, okay? When that team, if you have 3 or 4 people in your pick'em, one of the 3 is going to be somebody that nobody was thinking about, and they're going to go all the way off, all right? So let's say I start with John Wall for my tier 1, and my tier 2 is no Washington, all right? So I don't know. Let's see. What's tier 3? All right. So I'll probably do something like John Wall, Beal, Otto Porter, even Keith. I'll probably put all 4 of them in there. All right. And then tier 2 now, just take my favorite. I'll go with Middleton, how uber safe he is. And then in the 6th spot, I'll probably Brogdon. I like Brogdon. All right. So I got a nice little Milwaukee stack, and I got a Washington. That's how I've been approaching it, because one of these guys is gonna go off. That's what you gotta do. It's like stacking a team. All right. Now, my advice is, since pick 'em has nothing to do with price and money, pick AD. Okay. AD is the stud in the slate. I already got Wall in my main line. So if Wall do exceptionally well, I'm already ahead. If Wall struggles, a lot of people are going to be on Wall. That's another thing too. A lot of times if my main line don't hit, I normally do good in pick 'em, because pick 'em is like an insurance for me, okay? So if Wall struggles tonight for whatever reason, and he doesn't do well, you guarantee a lot of people going to have him here on the pick 'em as well, okay? I got AD. AD is very, very unlikely that he's going to struggle, okay? So you go AD. And then you come to T2, right? You might want... You could go Mirotic or Middleton. You could go Horford. They're all in good spots. But if you pick AD, I would advise you go Mirotic. You keep the stack alive. You know what I'm saying? And then T3 now, there's no New Orleans player here. Oh, Rondo. Why not? That's the big 3 that I like. That's the big 3. Okay? So you can start with something like that. All right? AD, Mirotic, Rondo. Stack up. Like, that's the 3 highest... The 3 players on New Orleans that will have the ball. I can't say that, because Drew might have the ball more than Mirotic, but I don't know. Drew and Mirotic are equal. But if you stack those 3 like that, you put yourself in a good start. All right? Now you get to this screen here, you know. Bledsoe, Tatum, Brown. You're just going to have to pick one. This is strange. I don't like none of these players here. If I had to pick one of these, probably Serge. Serge been hot. All right? And then here now, you know, I like Keith tonight, but I don't know. I already got Serge, but I don't want to do that on right off the bench. I want to do a starter. I'm not big on Aminu. I like Keith more than his brother. I think I would probably do Keith, maybe. So Keith right there. And then maybe some Brogdon to finish it off. You know, as much as I like Ed Davis, I'm not going to pick him over Brogdon. So it's just different ways to approach that. The main thing is stack. In a pick 'em, you want to stack. And if you have 1 or 2 lineups, use the pick 'em as like an insurance. If it's like 2 players that you're on the fence about, pick one on the main line, and then the second person grab them on your pick 'em, and then stack the rest of his team with them. I'm telling you, man, that's how you win on that pick 'em. Is stacking. Stacking is most important to the pick 'em. There's nothing else to really say. Again, to comply with DraftKings rules and regulations, I will not give out free lineups. All right. Now, if you're in my inbox and you're loyal, you're a premier follower of mine, you help me along the way in some form, or if I just respect you and value you, and you can hit up my inbox on Twitter, we could chop up some lineups, and I can look at your lineup. I can give my advice on it, but I'm not putting out any public lineups. Okay, it's dead for that. All right. Those days are over, man. Those days are over. Portland versus, what's this? Oh, the night lineup. The night lineup now. Oh man, it's messing up. It's messing up. And if I refresh it, it's gonna show my lineup. But it's the same breakdown. It's the same team. It's only 3 games. Only 1 game is missing from here. So that's it. It is what it is. It is what it is. All right. Final words before I wrap this stream up, man. It's a happy you back. Don't mislead me. I trust in you. My dude, yes, the big 3 it is. Looking good. Yeah, the pick 'em, you gotta do that. All right, Van Eagle, you have a good day at work, man. Deshaun said I F with you, my boy, man. Thank you. Appreciate the love. Any other questions, concerns, comments, suggestions, or complaints? I'm getting out of here, man. I'm getting out of here. See what's going on Twitter world. Any news? Anything interesting? Nothing. Tony Hawk's, those skates. Ryan Anderson, hopeful to play. I think I saw that. All right, man. I'm out of here, man. Good luck to everybody tonight, man. Peace. I'll see you guys when the Rockets take down the championship. Are you coming back on tonight? If not tonight, tomorrow. I'm doing lives up until Friday. I don't go back to work till Friday. I got a lot of schoolwork to do, but I did half of it this morning. The other half I'll probably do tomorrow morning. It's playoff time, man. I'm on some DFS right now. Peace out, man. Good luck, everybody.